Hey y'all, it's Kelly, hence Candidly Kelly. And in case you have not noticed, today is definitely Wednesday, and I usually post on Sundays, but God didn't lead me to post anything on Sunday. Sometimes God gives us these loops and he's like, hey, you're gonna do what I say do, not what you say do. But let's not go there. So today I want to talk to you guys about purpose and potential, like figuring out why those two are together and not separate. Okay, so a quick story. I've been in food service for years, right? And then I felt like I had this calling to serve people, to steward, to volunteer is something that I'm literally in love with now. And it's somewhere that I wouldn't have thought about 5 years ago. But 2 years ago, God called me to do that. And that's what I love doing. I do a lot of outreach, lead student girls, as most of you may know. And I also lead an E-team at my church, which is super awesome. But those were places that I did not see coming. I did not see that I had potential in those areas, okay? I didn't see that God had a different purpose for me than I thought for myself. And I've been working for this company for almost 2 years, and it's a good company, great opportunities, but I didn't think that it was for me. So one day, really weird, my pastor starts preaching and he's like, you're complaining about your job, but God wants to use you at work. Maybe God wants to use you at work. And then he goes off to say, well, maybe God wants to use you at the airport. Y'all, I work at the airport. That was so freaky. My pastor doesn't know where I work. Like, the last time he checked, he probably would have thought I still worked over at Lobster. But that comment just threw me completely off. And I definitely felt like he was speaking to me. So let's go ahead and go deeper in there, right? So I realized that my job is to serve people, right? I love serving people. That's what I figured out that I have a calling for. But I did not think about how much impact it could have serving at work, right? So what I had to realize at that moment when my pastor preached that sermon was to listen to God more. Quit trying to run life on my own because I have Him. I have Him. He's not going to leave me or forsake me. So, for example, I had this interview and I was really freaking out. Like, I was so nervous. And I remember my old boss called me minutes before the interview and she's like, Kelly, you just really let your confidence get the best of you because you're awesome. So just go in there and rock it out like you do at work every day. So I thought about it, and then about 2 minutes before the interview came, these words came upon me. God is able to do exceedingly abundantly more than I could ever ask or imagine. So if this is for me, then it is for me. That's what I kept thinking to myself. If this is for me, it is for me. And if not, it's okay. I'm still working for the same company. It's great. But I don't think that I think that sometimes I try to run my own life. For what? God sees me, God hears me, God knows me, and God has plans for me. So what I need to quit doing is running on my own. What you need to quit doing is running life by yourself. You don't have to when you have God. Because something that I have to teach myself, because sometimes I do this, I pray and I just start talking God to death. Like I'm just talking and talking and talking, and I don't even give Him any room to speak to me. So I had to realize, you know what, Kelly? Shut your trap and listen. Listen to God. Listen to what He has for you. So some of you might be like me. You might talk a lot when it comes to praying. It might be more talking instead of reflecting. So talk to God. He wants you to, but reflect more, listen more, understand more. I want you to be able to live in your full potential and purpose that God has placed for you. And you may not know what that is. That is okay. You guys, I am almost 30 years old, and I didn't know up until almost 2 years ago what I wanted to do with my life. That's when I realized, you know what? I want to serve. I want to steward. I love this. This is what's fulfilling in my life. But I would not have known that if I did not just sit down, calm down for a second, and let God take the wheel, literally, okay? So my advice to you is let God take the wheel. Don't be afraid of being yourself. Stand up, step out, but listen to God. Don't talk Him to death, though, but reflect more. Reflect more and understand more. And I'm telling you, it will make things so much better for you to understand, to grasp, to really be able to walk through your life. Okay, so I pray you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. It's beautiful out here in Charlotte, North Carolina, I'll tell you that much. But again, like I always say, refer my vlog to your friends, their friends, your cousins, their cousins' friends, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, share, and comment. Okay? But really, like and share. Tell your friends about it. Follow at Candidly Kelly on Instagram. I'm telling you, there's some really cool stuff on there. We do scriptures. I do Random Word Wednesdays, which is super awesome. So don't forget. Have a good day. Bye-bye.